If I had only one word to describe Tom Hardy's 2017 Taboo, I would have to go with dark. It simply applies to everything this series does and how it carries itself. It takes gritty realism, plenty of unsettling topics, quite a fair amount of violence and a dash of mysticism, and like a daring alchemist mixes all that to create impressionistic rather than direct approach to its narrative. Some might say it's niche, while others worship its uniqueness and praise its mature complexity. One thing for sure, it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. From the first minutes, Taboo leaves no room for any doubt of what we're about to get served. It's gonna be dark, and we're gonna get stuck in a filthy 1814 London, take it or leave it. But that's all the show needs to weave its sticky web. Glued to this tone and setting, it feeds of it like mystical Ouroboros devouring its tail, creating more and more dark secrets. In fact, the show is a perfect example that quality less is way better than forced and artificially created complexity. Long presumed dead James Keziah Delaney returns home, claims his father's inheritance, and rather unintentionally becomes a stick in the mud for two British powerhouses of the time, the Crown and the almighty East India Company. It's a stalemate in the War of 1812 between Great Britain and United States. A fascinating event, by the way, rarely addressed even by historians, never mind movies, and Delaney now has a claim to something that everybody would kill for, a strategically placed teeny tiny rocky island his father bought from Native Americans for beads and gunpowder.
They're my rocks now.
A fairly straightforward setup that doesn't really need much of overthinking. All it needs is a memorable character introduction and high stakes. Taboo not only over-delivers on that, it throws extra logs into the fire in form of Delaney's unresolved personal family trauma mixed with the mystery gap of his 12 years spent in Africa. Now, James Delaney is a purely fictional character created by Stephen Knight, Tom Hardy and his father Chips Hardy, but that's where they really got creative. He is not just a mean-looking guy sporting a black top hat and a stylish black coat that grunts at everyone in his proximity. He is the man of true contradictions, sometimes disturbing. As straightforward as he is cunning, he will show you some of his cards only to outplay you with others. An aristocrat that understands the upper class very well but still has connections within in respect of the lower. A dead man walking that can still be hurt. A man with no god and no country with the capacity to love, and the one that seems to have a key to everyone's mind. But he doesn't steal all the spotlight.
May he rot in hell.
Taboo in general is a character-driven show. This type of enclosed intrigue simply would feel bland without an ensemble of colorful and memorable personalities, and every character literally feels handpicked and has their place. They're all chess pieces in a story that quickly escalates to be a four-way chess match. The Americans play the Crown, the East India Company plays Delaney, posing in the interest of the Crown seemingly enjoys watching, having most of spies, and Delaney is the devil that plays everyone. It's a dirty, dirty game where the flawed antagonist plays against his even more flawed, corrupted and wicked opponents, where one of Delaney's strengths is actually his former moral demise. The only visible difference between him and East India Company is that now he doesn't prey on the innocent. Meanwhile, he still uses the pawns he has just like everyone else.
Let me be very clear. He will be of no use.
And that's exactly what makes Taboo a primal, unfiltered, unsterile show that addresses and thrives on exploring ever-present dark corners of humanity. Corruption, greed, hypocrisy, pressure of patriotism, intimacy between siblings and family loyalty. It's the one that questions one's morals, actions, and perception of justice itself. To make things even more uncomfortable, Taboo is infused with the lust, seemingly incompatible element, a presence of the spirit world. Delaney's shamanistic past, however, remains to the end his and his own. We do understand where he's coming from, but just like everyone else around him, we never really truly get to learn what he has become. That veil is barely lifted, and the recipe is complete. This type of daring alchemy is what sets Taboo apart. It helps the show to create this dreamy-like state for its audience, never letting go. And it does it so effortlessly and so self-assuredly that it simply becomes addictive. Unless you have a problem with Tom Hardy stuffing a full egg in his mouth, I don't see a reason not to watch it. Thank you so much for listening. Until the next one.